Yeah, so this is a conversation with Sanjay Patel of Param, and in addition to being at the helm of Param, he's also one of the important players in the All India Federation of Master Printers as well as the BMPA. He's somebody who looks into taxation, looks into rules and regulations. So what we are going to try to do during this conversation is have a small chat with Sanjay Bhai and try to understand what are the things that are required by the packaging fraternity in India. So one of the first things, firstly, welcome Sanjay Bhai. And
Thank
one
you
of
so
the
much.
one of the first things is plethora of rules and regulations out there, and obviously the nomenclature is constantly changing, evolving. Governments are tweaking it, brands are tweaking it. Different nation states have different kinds of approach to the same probably product. So how does one Indian printer who's sort of at the helm of a MSME or an SME factory make sense of all this, and what is the best approach? What is your advice for such a person who's entering into this big world?
Ramu, first of all, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity of explaining certain technicality for specifically for the export business. To start with, there are I would put it this way around, that let us have two tier approach. Number one, the certifications which are required to enter into export business, and then number two, the country specific certifications. Now when we enter into, or when we intend to enter into export business, there are certain absolutely must certification for a manufacturer.
Right.
Entry level certification like ISO 9001 2015, which brings discipline and a system in your manufacturing process. There are certain certifications like FSC, BRCGS and SQF, which brings authenticity and the confidence in the mind of foreign buyers.
Sure.
Absolutely must. If you have these three certifications, then definitely the buyer will think that he is dealing with an organized or a disciplined player.
Correct.
Having said that, specifically when we talk about printing industry, one should try and aim getting G7 Prime and G7 Master, GMI certification, OGRA certification.
Right.
One should opt for Pantone certification program. So these are the certifications which will bring consistency in your printing process.
Sure.
So a combination, a mix and match of these kind of certifications will ensure that customer confidence is enhanced in such a manner that the customer will think that this company having printing certifications, so print quality will be consistent.
Yep.
Customer having other certifications whereby their systems and processes are streamlined.
Sure.
So that will help you in getting the winning the confidence of the foreign buyers.
And again, just a follow up is that again a lot of people want to know chicken and egg basically. Should one start applying first, or go through the due diligence of the process and then get to the certification mold? And the second thing which comes up a lot is, who do we approach? Who is the tech? Like in technology, there are lots of gurus who are there, helping out with machine maintenance, spare parts, your shop floor, etc. But for something like this, as of now, do we have a good sort of team of tech consultants who are there to advise for these? So two questions. Yeah.
See, as far as your chicken and egg story,
right,
I would put it this way around. एक हिंदी में कहावत है
जी,
that अगर दुकान में माल होगा तो गिराईक आता है.
yeah.
So you need to get yourself equipped with all kinds of certifications which will enhance customer confidence and which will help you in bringing business.
Correct.
If you are not certified by these agencies,
yes,
it will be very difficult for you to enter into the business, specifically export.
Yep.
So for us, for me personally, the first precondition is and get all these certifications and then go for market.
Sure. And how does one keep in pace? It's again something we discussed, that for example BRC IOP has become BRC GS and those kind of things, and obviously the compliances keep changing. So two things: one is how does one keep abreast, and B, how does one realize how to respond to these new sort of tweaks that are there in the system?
Okay. Now here I would like to answer your second question, which
right,
remains that
the tech consultant.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, there are a battery of consultants available in market
Sure.
who specializes, and really they are very, very ethical and very, very professional in their approach.
Nice, nice.
So, and one of the companies like SGS, they have a
course.
regular training programs,
Yep.
and there are few more which are specialized, highly specialized.
Right.
And BMPA as an association will always help if
Yep.
anyone wants to have this kind of services.
So how does this work? Is there like a database repository that like broadly approved by BMPA, and of course your dealings with this person will be on as per your own risk, etc. But you have had a good experience, like a BMPA certified thing, which is a very big thing in our industry.
See,
Yep.
now as far as when we talk about BMPA certified, we have BMPA certified tax consultants, we have BMPA certified company secretaries,
Yep, yep.
then export consultant.
Right.
But on this particular front of certification, we are working on it, and
Got it.
shortly we will be having 1 or 2 consultants on our
Nice,
panel.
nice.
So which will help the industry
Yep.
members of BMP or industry at large.
Sure.
It will be vouched.
Yep.
Those consultants will have credibility, will be
Correct.
carrying that kind of
Yep,
credibility.
yep. Very helpful, very helpful. And the question about compliance is that the nomenclature changes.
Yeah.
For example, BRCIOP.
Right. Now, as far as compliance is concerned, see, once you enter into this journey of getting the certification, you will have to develop your internal team and give them responsibility of regularly updating their knowledge. And here the consultants and the there are so many articles available. So once you are into that groove, then then it goes into auto mode.
Yep.
And compliance is, for me, I think it is not that difficult.
Right.
Because everything is well published,
Streamlined,
and everything is available openly.
Fair enough.
But once you are in that field,
Yep.
then automatically you will start getting those kind of
Got it, got it. And then again a follow-up question to that, which again came in from one of our leading converters, is exporters to Europe from India will be required to submit a new declaration from 3rd of 3/6/2024. Are we ready? And also more importantly, what is this new declaration? Because you have alluded to this in your presentation.
Now this particular declaration is not new.
Okay.
15th March 2021, EU, the European Union, had initiated the process of paperless custom system.
Okay.
And whereby around 15% of the consignments entering into Europe
Sure.
through air, specifically air
Yeah.
cargo, express cargoes were covered
Yep.
under ICS 1. And now from 3rd June 2024 to be precise, there will be they'll be implementing ICS 2.
Got it.
Whereby balance 85% cargo which comes into Europe by rail, road or sea will be they will convert into paperless
Nice, nice,
import system.
nice.
But here the catch is that there is a system called ENS, which is entry submission data point,
Okay.
where every exporter to EU will have to upload the data digitally before the consignment physically reaches European Union.
Okay.
So this is very, very critical and crucial, and your data has to exactly match with your physical data. So thereby, you'll have to be extra careful, but I think it's a journey, and I'm confident that
And
work in
hassle-free?
progress.
Hassle-free, the portal and everything?
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, nice.
The portals
Nice.
are quite
Pretty decent, yeah,
yes.
yeah. And again, I mean, not related to this, but you're also associated with something, and we've been very glad to be sort of doing a little bit in terms of making sure the messaging is what you're doing with CRISIL in terms of both the the price index thing. So again, for the benefit of the viewers, if you can share because this has been a long journey as you were sharing, and B, what is its importance, because I think the value to what you're doing is not reached out across the country. I mean, there are a few select people who are benefiting, but it could be a lot more beneficial to a majority of printers and converters.
Ramu, thank you for asking this question, and I would like to take this opportunity of explaining what CRISIL is,
please,
and which will benefit to the industry at large.
Yep.
CRISIL journey started in 2014.
Yep.
And I was thinking that how to create confidence in customers' mind
Yep.
about our legitimate demands
Sure.
of price increase whenever it happens.
Hmm.
Because usually you are at receiving end
Yep.
when you go for asking
Yep.
for any kind of increases.
Yep.
And then I thought that can we not have some kind of tool which can give credibility and the whole process can be atomized.
Sure.
And then I thought, okay, then if Sensex, Bombay Stock Exchange, every day people earns lakhs of rupees, lakhs of crores rather.
Correct.
They earn and they lose.
Of course.
But there is not a single question asked.
Mm.
There is not a single percentage of doubt in investor's mind if he earns or he loses.
Right.
Why? Because the index is scientifically designed and maintained. So then I thought, can we have some kind of such index for our industry?
Yep.
And I started researching it. But to my surprise, there was not a single index in the world for printing and packaging industry.
Right.
So that was the biggest challenge for me, to how to, you know, I conceived the idea, but then how to create it.
Yep. And how to extrapolate the data.
Yes, but then I started discussing with different agencies, and fortunately I was fortunate enough to convince All India Federation, because it's a huge project with a huge seed capital for creating the index. And my BMPA team, salute to my BMPA team, the federation gave me the responsibility. We created a sub team in my BMPA committee, and it took almost around 8 to 9 months, because the information from sources, when I say sources are the paper mills, all our input suppliers. The paper mills, the ink suppliers, the foil suppliers, the film suppliers, the corrugated boxes suppliers, plates and chemical suppliers. Each and every one is a partner in this particular journey.
Of course.
Unless and until they provide data on a quarterly basis, the index cannot be maintained. It can be created but cannot be maintained. So the first challenge was to win confidence of all these stakeholders.
Of course.
And I had a series of meetings personally, one-to-one with everyone.
Of course.
And fortunately, with my good relations with everyone, everyone agreed. And
so what do they share with you? Consumption data
as
raw
price
points. Okay, got it.
On a quarterly basis.
Nice.
Because this is a cost index.
Right.
It is not a profit index. It's just a cost index.
Got it.
And we took 2013 was a base year as 100.
Nice.
And if you track the index on, rather I would would like to stress one point. CRISIL maintains more than 116 indexes. Predex and Cardex, maintained by All India Federation of Master Printers by BMPA, is the only index which is published on CRISIL website. The only index.
Yes.
And I had put a condition with CRISIL that to bring the credibility, it has to be not on my website, it has to be on a CRISIL website.
Got it.
And trust me, each and every customer, each and every industry where we have direct connect, everyone has respected that, and the increases or decreases are automatic.
Nice.
It is up to us how to use it, and slowly but steadily the acceptance is there, and people have started understanding it. Even industry has started understanding.
Got it. Nice. So what is consumer sentiment like? Has it sort of impacted the brand and the product managers in terms of their feedback to this once we are furnishing this to them?
No. See, it goes to the purchase manager. Whenever you deal with the sourcing department. So the sourcing department of big companies, multinationals, they always used to tell us, we know that you are in pain. We know that there is an increase in price. But how to convince our management?
Got it.
So if you have some such kind of backup, it's a scientific data. And let me tell you, all these companies really respect this index because it is scientific. Okay, there can be a competition amongst the manufacturers, which cannot be controlled, but at least in customers' mind there is no doubt.
Right.
They respect your demand, that it is a legitimate demand.
Got it. So you have
लड़ाई के लिए एक शस्त्र चाहिए.
सही बात है. No,
और वो शस्त्र मिल गया.
बिल्कुल. So your Pridex and your Cardex, if you can just briefly in a line each say what each does, so that which segments benefit from which ones.
The Pridex is basically, even these names were also given by me. The Pridex is for the commercial printing, and the Cardex is a folding carton industry index.
Got it. That's helpful.
So whenever there is an increase or decrease in the cost in the input, the input cost increase and decrease is being factored. The inflation is being, rather the conversion cost has been taken care by the IIP, that is industrial, the index of production. And the interest cost is taken care by the base rate of RBI, published on a quarterly basis or on a half yearly basis. And your transportation cost is being taken care by the fuel index. And I think everything is
broadly covered.
Everything is covered And this methodology is given, the beauty of it is the methodology is given on the CRISIL website.
Nice.
Just go and understand the methodology. No one can challenge this. I can proudly say that no one can challenge this particular index.
Got it.
And one more thing, I would proudly say, this is the only index in the world for printing and packaging industry.
Got it. Nice. Kudos. One final question for you. This is to understand what's happening on the export front. Again, something that we discussed earlier in the morning. What's happening with AIFMP or BMPA in terms of a trade body and representation with Government of India. So again, just to give you a contrast, there's Plex Council, which are the flexible manufacturing guys, and I mentioned this because now there is this little bit of a tussle over packaging space, plastic versus paper, etc. So Plex Council, as you're aware, has 3,000 odd members, basically, flexible packaging converters and manufacturers, and they have a target which they've set for 2027, 25 billion. And again, interestingly, just last month, they organized a buyer-seller in Central America, 12 Indian exporters, and again, interesting territories, Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala. So again, I think a question that's coming from a lot of people, maybe not from Western India and North India, is that, China, for example, hunts in a pack, and we tend to do it individually. As a trade body or as an association, is there some initiative that is there for print and paperboard exporters, and what is happening on that front?
Frankly speaking, a lot of work has not been done in this particular area, but then slowly and steadily, Federation is also now realizing that a lot of things needs to be done on this front, and we are shortly going to organize the buyer sellers meet.
Nice.
In different countries. We have identified a few countries also, and under the helm of Federation, BMPA is taking the lead, and we will be shortly announcing the program whereby we'll be visiting few countries, and we'll be organizing buyer sellers meet under the banner of Capexi.
Got it, nice. And one final question before I let you go, what's happening with Param? I know you've been busy during COVID, and I have seen all your 3 factories. So I remember the first one where it was printing machine centric, then the second one at Silvas, which was to a large extent, the post press centric, and now it's process centric. So you can see kind of the journey of Param in a sense, that you've moved in a way, and how your capex is, you've parked your money in a very sensible kind of way. So again, if you can share what's happening on the factory front, and I know that you had a very crucial role during COVID with your factory. Yeah.
Yes. In fact, when the whole world was stagnant,
right,
we took that opportunity and creating one of the state-of-the-art, most beautiful factory, which is getting featured in Printweek Factory 50.
Factory 50,
for the last 3 years consecutively. And lot of efforts have gone into it, and it has been said in the industry that this is one of the state-of-the-art world-class factory.
Nice.
And I'm listening to it. I feel happy about it.
Right.
And the Param journey, my father started this business in 1956, and I entered in 1991. And in 1996, we were the first company to venture out of India, and we had one of the largest unit, rather the largest unit in Nepal.
In Kathmandu, near Kathmandu. I've seen
Nepal.
That one too. Also, right.
So, and we had a successful run with that factory for 12 years, but there were some unfortunate incidents whereby certain things were out of our control because of the government policies and all that. So we had to just close that operation. And in 2005, we ventured into Baddi also, and we have a unit in the name of Pine Tree Packaging in Baddi. So journey is fascinating, and yes, we are taking, I would say, baby steps, because nothing is. It's a journey.
The only thing that I see is that we are building better factories and much more efficient, and the turnaround is also quite fast. So that's great. Thank you very much for doing this. I'm sure it's going to be very, very helpful. And in case we do get any queries for this particular video, we'll sort of forward it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Namu. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. Thank you.